Hello, this is Pete, your Kenshin1913, along with
Mom.
And this is another Cooking with Kenshin1913. What are we making today?
We're going to make quinoa with roasted vegetables. Hello. Okay, we're going to be roasting vegetables. And right now we're in the middle of summertime here, towards the end of summer, but our vegetables keep coming and coming. So this is all fresh vegetables. We have eggplant, I have cauliflower, I'm going to be using zucchini, onions, peppers, tomatoes. Now you can add anything that you want in here. I have done it with just zucchini and onions and carrots and broccoli. You could do whatever you want. I'm also going to be roasting some fresh garlic cloves. I love those roasted. So what's going to happen is I'm going to cut up all of the vegetables into little chunks like this.
Quinoa.
And the quinoa, and of course the master of ceremonies is the quinoa, and we'll show you how to cook that after. But we're going to cut up all the vegetables. We're going to put them in a 400-degree oven with a little olive oil and some spices and let them get nice and soft and kind of caramelized and brown. And then we'll add that to the cooked quinoa. Okay, and as you can see, I started to cut some of my eggplant, and you're just cutting them in little cubes. And as I said, you can put any kind of vegetable that you like in this.
Yeah.
Just so happens I'm using stuff that we have gotten through the garden.
What's that noise?
That's my bracelet hitting the pan.
Okay. Alright, I just was curious. Anyway, so yeah, like my mom said, anything you want. You can make this is probably better. I mean, right now is where you can get the fresh stuff. And yeah, so my mom has already chopped up the cauliflower a little bit. And you're just going to cut up into like little chunks, about quarter it. But what was I going to say?
Yeah, because this quinoa salad, it's like a meal in itself. So you're going to have all these lovely vegetables in it with all the different flavors.
Yeah, my mom misspoke earlier. She said 400 degree. We got it in a 425 degree oven. So yeah, let's show how to cut the other stuff. So and then we'll just cut everything up. So now she's gonna chop everything in half and then half.
You could use yellow. When I had yellow zucchini, I was using that as well.
Right.
Yellow squash.
So yeah, this is a recipe we started making maybe about last year, probably, because we kind of like found out about quinoa. Well, I mean, quinoa's been everywhere, but we started eating it ourselves, and we were trying to think of different ways to eat it. And just one of the things my mom did was like they made sort of like a ratatouille, and then my mom's like, "What about when you put quinoa with it?" And that's what we did, and that's what we've been doing.
Yeah, and the only thing that you add to this, as I said, we're going to add some salt, pepper. I put little garlic powder, onion powder on while it's cooking.
Well, we'll show you that.
And then it's the oil that's been cooking the vegetables, and then what I do is I just add some fresh lemon juice to it all when we're mixing it all.
Fresh herbs and everything at the end. Yeah, show how to cut the peppers now.
Oh, peppers. Okay. The easiest way to do a pepper and to kind of leave it whole is you're going to cut the top off. This ends up being the top. Okay, the middle, the stooge comes out. You cut the bottom off, and then you just go around where the seeds are, and the whole thing will come out.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to do it. And then you just cut it like that, and then you can cube it. You can slice it. It's great for whatever. We've been cutting it wrong for forever. Now we know how to cut it. And then what other stuff we gotta cut now?
I have onion, and I have the rest of the cauliflower and the garlic.
All right. So you guys know how to cut onion, right? I think you do. Yeah, cut the onion, Ma, if you would.
So this is also a nice fresh onion.
Yeah, we've been doing this thing. It's like a crop sharing thing where we
beside our own little garden.
Yeah, we also get fresh produce every week for I forget how much it was, but it's been worth it. It's just figuring out, like, we're not used to every week figuring out what we can do with fresh vegetables, especially when you get some fresh things that you didn't even know about. But yeah, this recipe is actually very good also in the winter when you have the oven on and you want the oven on. You can just find some vegetables and roast them and season them up even better.
Garlic.
Yeah.
I would normally just cut this off and then peel it myself with my hands.
Show it again.
I would cut the hard part off that's holding all the garlics together. But I found this last year at a fair, and so what you do is you just roll your garlic, and your skin comes right off.
So then you're just gonna slice that up a little bit.
Actually, I'm going to just cut it in half.
Oh, look at that.
And just throw them on. Okay, so the last thing that we're going to be putting on are tomatoes. And look how beautiful that looks.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
I'm actually going to be making another pan because I have so much vegetables. So I'm going to show you how to do this one, okay? So we're generously going to put some olive oil.
Yeah, I would say, I don't even know.
Don't be afraid.
I would say like
you're probably putting about a half a cup, yeah.
Half a cup of olive oil.
And remember, this olive oil is also going to be part of your dressing.
Right.
So, and you want to have enough so that this stuff doesn't stick and burn in here.
Right.
Okay. So what next? I'm going to add some salt. And that'll help the vegetables shrink down too a little bit.
Right, yeah, and yeah, the vegetables will shrink down.
Release some water.
That's probably maybe 2 teaspoons. Well, I'll try to figure it out after. But we got a beautiful bounty of veggies, and this is all gonna be good. This is something you can definitely make ahead of time too. Like,
yeah, we did vegetables, and I just put them in a nice bowl in the refrigerator, and you can use them either by themselves or with pasta, or when you make quinoa. So they last a good week or so in the refrigerator.
Right.
Just
oh well, I was also talking about even that when we finish the whole thing, this could be made ahead of time, like days ahead, and it still tastes good. This could be eaten warm, this could be eaten cold, this could be eaten
so this is a little garlic powder.
Yeah.
I never use anything garlic salt or onion salt. It's always the powder. You don't need any extra salt once you've already put it on.
Right.
And some onion powder.
Yeah, and that's really it for right now. When it's done cooking and roasting, we'll be probably roasting these for how long, you think?
Oh, a good 45 minutes, an hour.
Right, and so about every 15 minutes you want to open up, check what's going on. You might want to even turn these. So we're going to throw these in the oven at a 425, I'm sorry, 425 degree oven.
Okay, here we have our 1 cup of quinoa. This is, you can see on the top, it's a multi-colored grain. Halfway under, I have just plain red one. So you could do all red, you could do all the cream-colored one, or the darker one, whatever you choose. I like the multi-grain, but I'm just also trying to use up the red one as well. So I'm putting it in a very small sieve, and you can see now the red. Okay. And cold water.
Yeah, you're gonna rinse the quinoa with cold water because I don't know. I actually don't know why you gotta rinse it, just to get off anything.
Any of the grains you should. When you do a barley or you do rice, you really should rinse it first before you start to cook it. So this is just cold water, just running it through.
And we're gonna start to heat up 2 cups of water for 1 cup of quinoa.
Okay, so I had turned my water on, and I'm going to put the quinoa into the water.
And we can do this as the vegetables are roasting. This is the perfect time to do it.
Now the quinoa it's kind of like a rice when you're cooking it. So you're going to bring this up to a boil, and then you're going to lower it and simmer it with a cover on it. And then when it's almost all absorbed, all of the water, you can just shut it off, and the quinoa will continue to cook a little bit and use up all that excess water.
Right.
So I just give it a quick stir.
So yeah, once it comes up to a boil, just lower the heat and put a top on it.
Now you can also do this. We have a friend of ours who cooks his in a rice cooker.
Yeah.
So same principle, just not on the stove.
Right, yeah, still rinse it off, of course.
Okay, I don't know if you can see through the cover, but it's boiling, a rapid boil. And so I'm going to give it another stir.
Yep, so quinoa is like a super grain. I think I might have mentioned it earlier. If not, there'll be something on the
I'm turning it to medium.
Right.
It's still pretty much boiling.
And then you cut the cover on, and then.
But you want it to be more of a simmer.
Yes.
Okay, and that's
so
exactly what it's doing.
How long are you gonna let the simmer for? About 20 minutes.
Yeah, about that. You know,
just keep an eye on it.
You keep an eye on it. Turn it every so often.
Yeah.
See how much water needs.
Yeah, and we'll come back and show you what it should look like.
Okay, so this is one of our pans that we took out, and this maybe has another 15 minutes or so.
Right, it's been about 45
all of the
minutes.
vegetables you can see, the ones that need to be soft, the eggplant, they're cooked. So I just want them to get a little bit more brown.
Right.
And look how nice that cauliflower is coming.
Yeah, look at how the golden crunch on it. It's gonna be good. And like we mentioned originally, you can eat these roasted vegetables just by themselves if you want. We'll put them in the quinoa, of course. And then the nice thing about this quinoa dish is you can eat it hot or cold. It doesn't really matter.
And you see how the vegetables have shrunk a little bit. The other pan that I put in has less, so that one is actually browning and cooking up a little quicker. So
probably another 10-15 minutes on this.
Yep, and then we'll take them out.
So cooking time in total, probably about an hour it takes.
The vegetables are done. The quinoa is done.
Yep, so this is what they should look like here. Everything's all nice and brown and caramelized and delicious.
Okay, our quinoa is done.
Yep, and that's what it should look like.
As you can see, it's all the liquid is absorbed, and it's nice and fluffy. So I am going to put this in our bowl and then start adding our vegetables. So I'm going to get all my quinoa in the bowl.
Can you do this if it cools down a little bit? Yep, this is the fun part. This is where we mix all the goodness. And then you can make this for a picnic or whatever. I mean, there's not many more this season, but you can make it whenever. So yeah, you can tell it's pretty hot.
Okay, and I have my lemon. I actually put it in the microwave for 10 seconds. And then when you take it out, you're going to roll it with the palm of your hand. That gets, making it warmer, gets the juices going.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the second pan that I had roasted.
And as you can see, it's lovely as well. And don't worry, you want to get that oil in there because that's pretty much, like my mom said, that's going to be...
That's your dressing.
Yeah, that's going to keep everything from sticking. And everything is delicious.
It really does come very delicious. And
maybe 2 years ago, I would have never eaten this. Now, I'll eat it all day.
And as I said, you know what you can put in here is endless.
Yeah.
We just happen to be using right now all the vegetables that are in season. And the tomatoes, when you roast them like that, they get so sweet. So I'm just going to mix this a little bit, and I'm going to go get the other vegetables.
And now we're just going to dump the rest of the vegetables in.
Look how lovely all these vegetables look.
Yeah, everything in here is like really good. I mean, everything in here is good for you too. This is like 100% healthy.
And look how much it makes.
Yeah, it makes a ton. This is definitely something you can bring to, like I said, a picnic or whatever. Just making it for a party. And like I said, you can make this the day of if you really want. Or you can make it a couple days before and you can warm it up if you like.
Okay, I'm going to cut our lemon.
Just slice it in half.
I happen to have one of the my old lemon juicers. So it won't make any seeds go in.
Yeah, you don't want any seeds. But what the lemon juice does is it keeps everything fresh, tasting, and just really, really tasty.
Now, if you don't have, fresh lemons, you could use the bottled lemon juice.
So yeah, it's pretty simple to do. I mean, the most prep is just cutting it and waiting.
And then you're just going to want to taste it a little bit.
Yeah, and make sure.
After it's all mixed, just to make sure that it has enough salt and pepper.
So yeah, you just want to mix this up. And then we're going to add some parsley. You can have fresh if you have it. We have dried, which is just as fine.
With all of my herbs this year, my parsley did not cooperate. I have tons and tons of beautiful basil, but my parsley would not grow. That's probably a tablespoon of parsley. You could add some other spices if you would like.
Yeah.
Some tarragon, some
cayenne. If you want a little spicy.
You could, if you want a little spicy, you can add a little hot in there. And there we are.
All right, here's our quinoa. Look at that beautiful quinoa. With all kinds of fresh vegetables, onions and tomatoes. Yum, 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 yum. I can't possibly get like everything. But I do want to try and get the cauliflower. Because I'm curious about that. That's good. You get the lemon juice. You get the sweetness from the pepper. And the onion. It's really, really good. You get a little crunchy from the cauliflower. I'm trying not to spit out any food. It's delicious though. This is like a terrific side, or like literally you can just eat this by itself.
Yeah, I take it for lunch and that's it.
To be honest, I kind of like it a little better warm than I do cold. But any which way you want, it's really good. So I've been Pete, or Kenshin1913, along with
Mom.
This has been another Cooking with Kenshin1913.
Enjoy and happy eating.